From the UK Daily Mail online, drinking water does not ease dehydration. This from the European Union. The European Union has ruled, I'm not making this up, that anybody who says that drinking water will ease dehydration gets 2 years in prison if they disagree with this. Now look, you ought to see my staff on the other side of the glass window. They are laughing themselves silly. It sounds totally ridiculous. Is it beyond stupid? It's almost beyond description stupid. The decision that water does not ease dehydration, after 3 years of discussions on the subject, results from an attempt by 2 German academics to test European Union advertising rules, which set down when companies can claim their products reduce the risk of disease. The academics asked for a ruling on a convoluted statement which in short claimed that water could reduce dehydration. Dehydration is defined as a shortage of water in the body, but the European Food Standards Authority decided the statement could not be allowed in advertising. The ruling was announced after a conference of 21 European Union-appointed scientists, folks, in Parma, which means that bottled water companies now cannot claim that their product stops dehydration. And that was given final approval this week by European Commission President Jose Manuel Barroso. Now, yesterday, a member of Parliament, Roger Helmer, Tory, said this is stupidity writ large. The euro is burning, the EU is falling apart, and yet here they are worrying about the obvious qualities of water. If ever there were an episode which demonstrates the folly of the great European project, this is it. Under British law, advertisers who make health claims that breach European Union law can be prosecuted and face 2 years in jail. This decision was being hailed as the daftest Brussels edict since the EU sent down laws on how bendy bananas should be allowed to be, and how much bananas can bend. Now, folks, it's a perfect example here of what I'm just going to tell you. This is not only big government bureaucracy seeking for a reason to exist. These people are liberals. Now, I've maintained throughout my star-studded career that understanding what's happening to you, to us, what's happening in the world of politics is as simple as having the courage to understand and admit to yourself daily what liberalism is and who liberals are. Once you do that, once you are able to comfortably and with ease and without guilt do that, everything else falls into place. It's fascinating for me to make a friend, somebody 6-7 years ago, who wasn't particularly political, but then having gotten to know me becomes more so. Now, this person 6-7 years ago, and I did more than one, believe most of what the mainstream media says. This person being apolitical, the mainstream media has credibility, particularly if they're reporting what scientists say about it. You don't question it. It just happens. Then after 5 or 6, 7 years being exposed to me, these people start to see evidence of media bias, and it really starts to tick them off. But they never saw it on their own. They never realized it on their own. Then when I lower the hammer, say, well, this is what liberalism is, I can see a little resistance because they think themselves they are liberals, certainly not conservative. A little resistance to it. But then as time goes on, and things become much more obvious, and explanations are sought for what is obvious, and the answer being, well, that's just who liberals are. That's just what liberalism is. Media bias equals liberalism. As you're seeing it, there's right-wing media bias too, but that would be conservative media bias, and the problem is that people on the right don't deny it. They don't deny that they're conservatives. They don't deny that this is the belief system, the principles, the core beliefs that animate them. They're proud to say we're conservative. People on the left deny it, claim they're objective, claim they're middle of the road, claim that they don't have any opinion on anything. They're just honest, and fair and all this. Now, I'm telling you, when you have a bunch of people who study for 3 years and conclude that water does not solve dehydration, and then prevent water companies from advertising that water promotes a healthy, hydrated lifestyle, I'm sorry, these are liberals. They're insane, they're stupid, they're crazy, whatever else you want to say, but it is important and it matters to understand and accept the ideology that makes these people do and believe this kind of absolutely insane thing. And see, once you understand, once you come to grips and accept that liberalism permits this kind of corruption and bastardization of basic common sense and science, then imagine what else it's doing in other areas of life, culture, politics, sports, you name it, wherever liberalism is dominant. You have perversion, you have corruption, you have destruction. Look at, in Spain, conservatives have come to the right wing to a landslide electoral victory throughout the country. It only took the liberals and the socialists 7 years to practically destroy Spain. It only took them 7 years. And what was it? How long? It wasn't that long ago that they elected this far-left government after 9/11 because the terrorists blew up a train station. And the leader of the Spanish country the leader of Spain wanted to cave and give the terrorists whatever they wanted to make sure that there were no more terror attacks on the train station or anything else. That was a rebuke to Bush. It was a rebuke to Bush. So the people of Spain elected this far-left fringe government. In 7 years, less than 7 years, with a green jobs economy. It was one of the foundational building blocks of the new socialist regime, green jobs. They created 21% unemployment. They did exactly what Barack Obama's trying to do here. Obama's on a faster pace than the leftist government of Spain. He's been less than 3 years, and look at the destruction. Took the government of Spain 7 years, but the people of Spain said, no mas. Don't want it anymore. Voted en masse for conservatism. I got to take a break. Don't poo-poo it. The people who tell you that water does not solve dehydration are liberals. And they believe that and say that and proselytize that for an ideological reason. It is ideological that they say water does not solve dehydration. We'll be back.